Hello, hello everyone! How are we tonight? Hello! It is your resident cat girl! I see an Eric, I see JD, I see Oculus! Hello! Let me know if the music is not loud enough or if it is too loud. I think it's at a good volume. But how are we? So I'm experimenting a little bit tonight because I've had to redo these walls several times tonight. I was trying to save everything as a preset, and for some reason, when I tried to flatten everything, it wouldn't focus on the doors, and it wouldn't focus on the windows, so they would be separate, and then I'd move everything and then I'd lose it, and it wouldn't, when I tried to undo it, wouldn't go back to the way it was, so I'd have to redo everything on the walls and the doors and windows. You can't hear the music, huh? That must mean it's too low. Let me turn it up a little bit. Let me know how that is. So, I think I figured out how to link everything, but I also realized I hadn't set up any of the lighting yet for... Hello, Nick! Welcome to the show! So I realized I hadn't set up any of the lighting yet, so I'm going to need to go do that and then relink everything. And then I can save this as a preset and hopefully be able to delete it and work on the next level, so that, because FA Nexus and levels don't work well together when it comes to setting elevation. Yeah, my biggest thing is the fact that FA Nexus and levels don't work well in regards to elevation, because it keeps wanting to snap the elevation of the walls to the highest level, and that's not where I want it. So I'm doing everything first, and then I'm going to save it as a preset, and then when I go to set up the levels, I should have all the presets so that I can just stack them on top of each other. So... this isn't for the Sunday game, Eric. You're good. This is for my Monday game, and I don't care if my Monday players see this map, because this is literally their guild hall where they're starting, and they've been here for like 2 months, so they know the place already. If I were working on something that had spoilers, it would not be on stream. Usually when I do stuff on stream, it's going to be like a town map that I really don't care if it gets spoiled, because it's just the town. And when it comes to dungeons and battle maps, I will never do that on stream, just so that you, because everybody in the Rev Pro crew are my players, so it's kind of hard to do stuff and keep them from getting spoiled, unless I don't work on stuff that's spoilers. But I think we're going to go in and we're going to get started on setting up the lighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to lighting, and I'm going to set it to night so it's easier to see. I love that I don't have to make separate night maps anymore. I can just set it to night in Foundry, and then we're just gonna... and then this brazier's going to be a little bit bigger. There's a lantern here. There's a lantern here. I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to try to make these as uniform as I can, but I can't guarantee they will be. Foundry is amazing. Thank you for getting me onto it, Eric. I will never go back to Roll20. I think that's everything out here. I'm not quite spot on where I want them, but that's okay. Because I don't know how to turn off the snap to grid on this. And not everything is snapped to the grid, but that's okay. This is just kind of a general idea. Isn't it great, JD? I absolutely... First of all, I love Forgotten Adventures. They make some of the best assets I've ever used. Also, I just love being able to mess around with stuff like this. Dungeon Draft is great, and you can do a lot with it. But I honestly don't think it's as good as Foundry. Didn't really give it these stores any lights, but that's okay because they wouldn't really be open during the evening anyway. Now, main reason these other two stores are empty yes, I have all the walls and doors set, and the windows, so it does pick up on where the walls are, and it'll set up the lighting based on that. Now, the reason these other two stalls are actually empty is because the party only has 2 merchants right now. They have a blacksmith that is part of the guild, and then they have a merchant that's not yet part of the guild, but works with the guild, and she kind of comes and goes. Well, actually, I didn't have to do anything with the walls. FA Nexus, when you draw walls, sets that up for you. So I didn't actually have to do any of that. The only thing I had to do for the doors was set up the sound effects. I'm telling you, Eric, these if you really want a good map maker that works well with Foundry, please check out Forgotten Adventures. It's $7 a month. You get access to all of their assets, their Foundry module. It's so freaking wonderful. I love them so much. And then I'm going to do the fireplace really big. Okay. Is there lamps out front here? No. Okay. I think that's it on the lights. So if I go this way, yes, okay. Everything's great. Now we are going to turn it back to day so that I can see what I'm doing. Now if I really wanted to in the daytime, I can actually go through and turn all these off. I don't know how noticeable it is. It's not really all that noticeable in the daytime. Honestly, Eric, if you just want to mess around with it, I am not opposed to sharing my Patreon password, and you can just play with it, and then I can always change the password when you're done. I trust you with my stuff. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to come into Preset Browser, and I believe it's Shift Q. So you can see I've already started linking everything. So I'm going to go back to what's linked, and I'm just going to attach to multi-layer selection link and just grab everything again. And it should have everything now. It should have all the light tiles, I hope. I can zoom in and just kind of... Jesus. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna hope that that worked. So now I'm gonna just close this and then open it again, and it should... Yeah. Yes, okay. See, now it's got the lights. Alright. So now, if I, say, go into token controls and I grab the edge of this and move it, everything moves together. That's what I wanted. Now the real test is we're going to drag it over here to create a preset. Yes. We're going to go Guildhall ground floor. Or is it? Okay, so now... Hey, Eli! Now, if this worked... First of all, I'm probably going to make another scene just to test it, so I don't lose everything, just in case. So what was the size on this? 3,500 by 2,200. Okay, so I'm just going to make a new scene called Test. And it's... We're going to... 3,500 by 2,200. And this is just for my sake, because if I delete everything and then lose bits and pieces of it, I'm going to scream. Kage has a breakdown on stream. That'll be fun. So now I'm going to bring this over here, and everything is here. Ah, that's so great. Holy shit. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Yep, lights are there and everything. Oh, that's awesome. Right? If I go to Shift Q, everything's there. Oh, that's great. Okay. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. We're going to delete this because I don't need it anymore. Okay. So this is a combination of several modules. The levels module, the mass edit module. So I can delete what's on here now and get started on the next floor. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna delete everything that's here. Oh god, it's gonna give me the weird error that's not gonna go away. Okay, that's nice. Go away. Okay, we're gonna... Hold on. Hold on. I don't know why it just does that. It might have been something wonky with me having to redo the shit over and over again. Okay. So now we're gonna start on the basement. And you guys are actually gonna get to see me mess around with building walls. So... Okay, I don't know why you're still here. Okay. The problem I have with that, JD, is that FA Nexus and levels don't play well together when I'm building. So it keeps changing my elevation when I set something down, which means I'd have to go through manually and change the elevation of everything, and that's annoying. I don't want to have to do that. So that's why I'm making these presets, so that I can build each floor, and then when I'm done the presets, I can layer the presets on top of each other. Yeah, it's just a matter of modules not working well together. It happens. Okay, so I think we're gonna start... We're gonna do the basement, so I need to decide what I want to use for the walls for the basement. And I am gonna mess around with different floors in here, because I have a couple ideas for what I want in the basement. I want a big storage room. I also want there to be like a hidden kind of like trap door that leads into an underground tunnel. I want an armory, and I want and I want a training room. I think we're gonna do, let me look at what walls I have. So upstairs I use the earthy walls. I don't necessarily want the wood interior down here because it is a basement, so it won't need to be as like finished. I'm also trying to plan as to where it lines up upstairs, because there's that one ladder upstairs that I want to kind of lead into the hallway that leads downstairs. There's also a couple different steps. For the most part, I am building relative, because I have a Photoshop screenshot of the upstairs, of the ground floor pulled up on Photoshop on my other monitor, so I do have that for reference as to where it falls on the grid. So let's see, what do I think that's a little too messy, but I think... Hello, Patrick Olinger, welcome to the show. We're just chilling and building some maps for Daggerheart, because I am running 2 Daggerheart games. Well, I'm running one, and then there's another one that's going to be starting after the new year. Okay, so I think we're going to do this one, and then I think we're going to stick with the rectangle tool. I'm going to turn my shadows on, and I think we're going to start 1 down and 5 in. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do, let's count. 3. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Maybe 2 in. I have some great players. I don't particularly watch Stranger Things. I never could quite get into it. I'm playing with shapes here, so bear with me. There is a method to my madness. Oh, thank you for the sub, Patrick. That's awesome. This cabinet here, so I think we're gonna do that. I love horror movies. Though I can't watch a lot of them because a lot of them have flashing lights in them. Okay, I think we've got a good basic shape. So let's do some interior walls. Kind of set up where the rooms separate. For interior walls, I kind of want to do... Yeah. I'm super into found footage. Like, I love the Paranormal Activity series, which is probably a very controversial statement, but you know what? It's true. I've seen both. I just saw Weapons 2 nights ago. I just got over being sick, so I was watching a lot of movies while I was sick, and I just watched that, and I actually saw the new Conjuring in theaters. Okay, I'm gonna have to set something up a little separate here because I want this section to be kind of cut off, but I'm gonna have to do things a little different to do that. So we'll come back to that. Let's see. One, 3. I keep forgetting that this isn't like the path tool and I can actually do corners. 1. Okay. Part of me wants to do something. I forgot I can't undo. I'll have to hope I can just manually delete that. Because I want to do that wall differently. Snake! Hello, Snake! I could probably just go over it and it'll hide it. Okay, let's see. Where are my doors? There's no windows down here, but I need to know where my doors are. Okay. So we're gonna do... Oh! That's saved from the last time. Okay. So let's do one here. And that little overlap will get hidden when I put in some pillars. One here, one here. Let's do one here, one here, and we'll do one here. And then I kind of want to do something different up here, but I kind of screwed myself over, but I can probably fix that. Alright, so let's save that as it is. Yes, I can. Okay, so we're just going to do this part differently. My favorite superhero is... That's hard. It's a toss-up between Rogue and Nightcrawler from X-Men. I love both of them so much. They're fairly equal. I'm a huge X-Men fan. Now, if we went into the MCU, which X-Men is technically a part of now, I'm gonna have to say my favorite character is Loki. I know he's not technically a hero. He's more anti-hero than hero, but it's Loki. My husband. Alright, so we're gonna do something a little different here. And we'll do these as interior walls so I can just add on. Just make sure the shadow's turned on. We want... I think I'm just gonna... Not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Inner wall under... and turn the shadow on. Just want to have that go straight across. I wasn't a huge fan of the Loki TV series, but that's just because I don't like Sylvie. I also just don't like the concept that the only person who can love Loki is Loki. But, you know, that's because I have an OC, and I ship her with Loki, and I'm biased. But you know what? I'm allowed to be biased. Because I love my girl. She's one of my favorite characters to roleplay as and to write for. I am a huge simp, as you will find many of the members of this channel are. Oh yeah, see, that's much better. Okay. I like that. But I didn't add the doors to the top part. So now we have to go back. Because sometimes I'm not very smart about how I do things. You don't have to ask me that, Snake. If that's what Kraz told you to do, then absolutely. That is between the two of you. I'm not huge into DC. I will be very honest about that. I'm not super huge into DC. Okay, we're gonna keep this wood door over there. I'm gonna change these. Can I move that over a little bit? No, it doesn't look good there. Okay. Do that one there. I mean, I ran it, but I'm not in charge of everyone's satisfaction. But yeah, if that's what Kraz told you to do, then absolutely. Okay, and we're gonna put this here and just kind of drag it out a little bit. There we go. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now we can go back and redo those two other walls. I hope my model's not looking wonky because I've been moving a lot since I sat down. Been sitting in this chair too long today. Sucks that that game didn't work out though. I don't like how that connected. We're gonna make that room a little smaller. Yeah, we can get away with that being a little smaller. There we go. I like that. Okay. I think that's good. I think we can now start laying the flooring. Which I think I want to do a combination of wood in some places. Oh, no, wait. I have to do this one wall over here. Hold on. Because I want that to be separated. Sorry, I heard a weird noise. I wasn't sure if the cats were getting into things that they shouldn't have been getting into. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So, what is the elevation on this? Why is the elevation so high? It's fine. It'll hopefully fix it when we get into... Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. We want textures. No, we want to lay... Okay, I want to do the pillars first. So let's do pillar... And we want... Oh, God. I don't have much in the way of celebrity crushes, to be honest. I'll be right back, guys. My cat is destroying the posters on the wall. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So we have a bunch of posters on the wall leading down our staircase. My destructive gremlin of a son ripped one of them down, ate like a good chunk of the corner of one of them, was working on the next. I mean, I like Tom Hiddleston as an actor, but it's... I don't know, it feels weird to me to crush on real people who have lives that I will never meet. But yes, Morgan is being a destructive child. There is just nothing safe in this house. I admit I find it amusing. I don't even remember where I got those posters. I don't think they were super expensive. Not like the anime posters that I've spent a lot of money on. Yeah, Morgan ate at the corner of a poster and ripped it off the wall. And he was working on the next one because we have like a series of posters. They're My Little Pony posters because I'm obsessed. But they kind of like catty corner went down the wall and he ripped Twilight Sparkle down and ate the corner of her. Okay. That's all the stone ones. No, it's not. I missed one. Now that's all the stone ones, yes? Looks like it. My son is destructive. No, we got these at a store in the mall, so I don't remember them being particularly expensive. He did try to eat the Micaiah poster that I bought for Hana, and that was expensive, but we caught him before he could do any damage to that. Okay. I grew up on, like, Generation 3 of My Little Pony. And then I just really liked the art style of Generation 4. I have a lot of like little figures and fan art. Hana likes Generation 4 of My Little Pony too. That was one of the things we bonded over. Okay. Let's get the flooring figured out. I think I want to do wood all through here. I've cosplayed Twilight Sparkle, and Hana has cosplayed Fluttershy. There's a picture somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find it. And I'll post it in the council chat. I haven't done Twilight more than once, because the wig that I had for her, the dye in the wig, I had some kind of allergic reaction to it. By the end of the day, like, my forehead was completely red. And then after, like, a few days, I started getting these, like, tiny, like, little sore pimples, like, all across the red mark. Okay. Let's see, so we want... I don't want to do the same wood as the walls for the floor. I kind of want paneling. Let's do this darker wood. This'll work. Do this room in the wood. And then I think we'll do those two armory rooms in the wood. And then everything else can be stone. I do want to do like a little sand square kind of deal for martial arts somewhere over here. But I could do a floor break around that with the path tool. Because I don't want it to be a wall. Okay, we'll figure that out. But for now, let's find some... What kind of stone do I want to do? I guess I could just do, like, tiled stone. Let's see what I have. then, let's see, earthy, stone. Okay, let's see. I want very simple tile. Or like, not something super expensive, like extravagant. This is what I want. Perfect. Find sand. Get a preview, please. That'll work. Okay. Like right here. It'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 maybe. 3, 4. Let me just get a floor break. Oh, is my music stopped? Let me go grab something else to throw on. Let's go with... Sure, we'll play this. Let's turn it down a little bit. There we go. Oh god, can I just have a simple floor break, please? Here we go. Oh, that's right. These are done like corner by corner. That's okay. We can hide all that really easily. Just go into assets. Here we go. Let's take this, put it at the corners. It's a little small for what I wanted. Let me find something a little bit bigger. That'll work. Or something we can make smaller. That's better. Perfect. Okay, so that's the interior floors. Now I want to do the exterior, kind of get that laid out, and then we'll start laying down furniture. And we got to do stairs, because there are definitely going to be stairs. Let me finish the floor design. I want to do scrap paths. Let's do Do something a little darker. Why is it all like... Oh. Try that. I will get the placing right at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one coming down. Yeah, but I want to do this darker. I don't want it to be the same as the wall. So let's do slate, maybe? That'll work. Perfect. That shadow's a bit thick, though. Alright, it'll probably look a little better once I lay down the rest of the flooring. Okay. So let's do... Not grassy. Yeah, that'll work. That's not what I wanted. I had to save what was already there. Now let's try that again. Sometimes I forget that I can't do two different textures. So we're gonna just fill up the rest of this, and then we'll kind of put some black shadows around the edges to kind of just add on to that underground feeling. Thanks for stopping by, Eli. Okay. And I want... Do I not have anything like shadowy or black that I can lay over this to just kind of rough out the or dark out the edges? I might not. If I don't, that's fine. I'll leave it the way it is, but I wanted to add a little bit of texture. Definitely not those. No, not that. I don't think I'm going to find what I'm looking for. No. Okay, we'll leave the edges the way they are. Okay. So let's start setting down the staircases. Do this. Hi, Morgan. Are you done being a pain in the ass? Oh no, that's Lucina. Hi, Lucina. Okay, so we want to do over here. do that same thing on the other side. Ah, wrong button. Okay, and then I have a couple ladders to add. Then we can actually start decorating. Actually, I turn the snap off on this. One here. And I think we're gonna do one here. I think that might be it. Yeah. I actually think I want to do different ladder, different color. That's better. It stands out better from the other wood. I'm gonna do trapdoor over here. Like a bucket next to it, I think. Let's find some shelving we can mess around with. This one. That looks good. You can throw some stuff up there. think I want to be a little more manual with what's up here. Let's see. What's the matter, Lucina? Why are you staring at me? One of these days I'll have like a second camera that I can point at the cat and have like a cat cam. Yes, the Monday game takes place 900 years after where the Sunday game is going to end. Okay, I'm just gonna make this smaller. I forgot to do that with the barrels. Always check your elevation, guys, because that's what I forgot to do. Now I have to set these up again. Because it's just easier to... hit undo than manually click everything. Because your girl is lazy. I think these ended up bigger than they were before, but that's okay. That's one shelf down. Okay, let's throw some things on the floor a little bit. Just kind of fill out some space. Right, I think that's good for that room. We're gonna go back and add all the lamps and stuff at the end. They're supposed to be lids. They look like pallets. Alright, there goes that idea. Well, I guess it could still work. Maybe a little smaller. Here we go. What I didn't do, I didn't set elevation, because of course I didn't. It's actually fine, because now I want to change some of the colors up and give this a little bit of variation. Bye, Eric. Thanks for stopping by. There we go. I like how that section came out. But since it's gotten a little quiet, I think that's a good place to stop for tonight. We got a decent amount done. I have this other side to do, and then that'll essentially be the end of the basement. And then there's only one more floor to do. But I think we're going to call it here tonight, guys. It's been a nice little hour and a half of chilling. I'm getting a little tired, so that is it for tonight, guys. I will see you Tuesday for more Pokemon Legends ZA. And then Kagami has a stream on Friday. But after that, we will be on break until after New Year's. But in the